Yeah.
Oh, back click.
Back clicking at itchy eyes up in here.
Yeah, I think I'm.
Mate, hay fever's a real thing right now.
I think I'm all hay fevered up. Let me just move this a little bit.
That's because it's summertime.
Summertime.
Let us all unwind.
Back and wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Ben and Ron Do Cars Talk Cars podcast.
I don't even know what episode this is now.
I think we're on episode 12.
Shit.
It's either 12 or 11. Shit. Here they come.
You got 4 minutes, mate. Right. Yes. Yeah, welcome back. Ben and Ron Do Cars Talk Cars podcast.
Yeah, it's sunny outside.
It's sunny outside, but we're in here recording a podcast because we're such rad dudes.
Doors closed, lights on.
Hay fever.
Yes.
So what we're going to talk about today is... we need to do rate or slate as well.
And we need to say hello to the Streets Taverna.
Yes, sorry, this is a shambles.
So...
let's start off with saying... let's do the Street Taverna to start off with.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
As regular listeners will know, we are supported by the Street Taverna, which is a market food store based near Bristol. Go check them out on Instagram, at the Street Taverna. Go get your souvlaki down, normally in Harbourside in Bristol, but they do go other places as well. Go get a nice Greek wrap and say... let's do it when you order, and you'll get a free halloumi and chip upgrade.
I don't think anyone's ever done that yet. Because only about 4 people listen to this regularly, and I doubt they can be asked. But if you can...
if you're near Bristol and you're a podcast listener, then go to the Street Taverna, go onto their Instagram, because they do multiple days a week. It's not just the weekends, they do multiple days a week, normally down in Harbourside. Go see where they are. Go get yourself a Greek wrap with some free halloumi and fries.
And live the dream.
And let us know.
Live the Ben and John Do Cars dream.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Do that. Let's do it.
So we've got a few things to cover today. So let's cover the itinerary, Ben. That's your job. Talk us through the itinerary.
So we'll start with we've had a couple of rate or slate submissions now.
We have.
So we'll do one. We'll do one next week.
Yeah.
Just in case we don't get any more.
Okay.
So we'll do one this week. We'll do one next week, and then we're going to talk about this week. We are going to talk about what we think are the best looking cars of all time.
Of all time.
This is purely our opinion.
Subjective.
It's all subjective. We're not saying this is... and notice we've said best looking cars, not most beautiful.
Yes.
Because I feel like there is a difference.
100%. Because when we first talked about this subject, we did say, let's do the most beautiful cars of all time.
Yeah.
And I got stuck very quickly. Because there's things in the list I wanted to add that weren't beautiful. They're just wicked to look at.
It's quite a restrictive phrase, I feel like.
So best looking cars of all time.
Best looking cars, in our opinion.
Broadens the availability of things we can talk about and add to the list. Mm-hmm. Because you can have a complete fucking box that is amazing to look at, but it's not beautiful.
No, exactly.
So I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I've got about 25, 26 cars. And cool. This is in no particular order whatsoever. It's not a definitive list. Just thought, it'd be a nice little back and forth thought exercise. What are we talking?
Absolutely. I've got a grand total of 0 on my list.
You got one on your list?
I have. But I only thought about that about 5 minutes ago. But solely because I trust Ben's subjective opinion on rad-looking cars.
I appreciate that.
And 27 is enough to talk about in one podcast.
That is true.
Without having another 27 from me.
That is very true.
Okay, so let's also we'll do Rant Alley later, so stay tuned for Rant Alley, and we'll do Rate or Slate now.
Let's do Rate or Slate now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you load it up and I'll do the theme tune.
Okay.
Rate or Slate, Rate or Slate. What we gonna say? Rate or Slate, Rate or Slate. We'll find a better theme tune one day, but for now, that's a banger.
I'm just trying to figure out... sorry, we're having technical difficulties again. I'm just trying to figure out, how do I get... because one of the Rate or Slates was done on Facebook Messenger.
Yes.
So like us on Facebook, please, and Instagram, at Ben and John Do Cars, or BJ Do... just search for Ben and John Do Cars.
I think it's BJ Do Cars on Facebook.
I think it is as well.
That's Ben's 5
Sorry,
rounds.
I completely forgot about this.
We might need to take a pause.
We'll do Rate or Slate next week.
No! I want to do it this week. I love doing Rate or Slate. Let's take a pause.
Okay.
And we'll come back. In the meantime, I'll feed the dog.
Okay, cool. Okay. Right,
it's a fucking shambles.
Right, so we're back again.
We're back again.
Ready for Rate or Slate.
Back again with the Renegade Master.
It's about with the ill behaviour. Sorry. So Rate or Slate this week.
Yes.
Is our good friend Ross from Slip and Grip Automotive. Please check them out on all the socials. Slip and Grip, they do track days, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, really good dudes, actually.
We've talked about him on the podcast. Ross is the chap who...
I crashed his BMW.
Johnny crashed his BMW in a previous episode. Ross has bought another BMW.
Good, because the last one was fucked. No, I'm only joking, it wasn't. We fixed it. What's he got? Let's have a look.
It is an E39 530D wagon.
Love it.
SE spec, so not the M Sport. So we're not talking big wheels, we're not talking body kits, we're just talking standard E39 in a lovely, I don't know what that colour's called, but some sort of maroony dark red.
Yep.
Got the full walnut interior.
Nice. Grand
And,
spec.
crucially, look at the gear knob.
Manual.
It's a manual.
5-speed.
Is it a 5-speed? It is
like
a 5-speed. Yeah, I think the E39's diesels were 5-speed. That's probably the same gearbox I've got on the Lexus.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that came out of a 5 Series diesel. Anyway, yeah, it looks in real nice condition. It's only got 80,000 miles on the clock,
Wow.
which for an E39 530D on an 02 plate is
rare.
very low.
Yeah.
Apparently it's in good condition. Looks pretty nice.
Yeah, it looks...
Just understated, nice family wagon, rear drive, manual gearbox, decent MPG, decent performance. I'm sure it's exquisitely comfortable. Mm-hmm. I rate that 9 let's do it out of 10 let's do it.
Yeah, I do as well. It's badass. And I love the fact it's Grandad spec.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit of a sleeper. Very, very comfortable. Love that colour.
I love the E39.
I really like the wheels.
I love the E39. I love the E39. I love the E39.
Yeah, I know you love it. And I think I love that as well. It's lush. It's lush.
So that is a very highly rated Rate or Slate today.
Yeah, absolutely.
And go and check.
I am a fucking sucker for a wagon.
I know, right?
And that is a lovely little wagon. Big wagon. Yeah, it's cool. It's really cool.
So yeah, go check out Slip and Grip on the socials and say hello.
Hugely rate that. Okay, cool.
Lovely.
Well then, Ross, you've got yourself a nice looking car there, mate.
Oh, calm down.
And with 80,000 miles on it, hopefully that will provide you with many, many, many more motoring miles of comfortability.
Jesus,
Wow, what a handful.
That was a sentence.
What a mouthful.
That was a sentence. Maybe
Anyway.
you're going to have to calm yourself down a bit.
There we go.
Right, there we go. So Rate or Slate is done. We rate it.
Rated.
We rate it. I wonder if we'll ever get one that we don't rate. We'll find out. So, best looking cars of all time. Let's
All
go
right,
straight
let's
into
get
that.
straight into it. Hello,
So,
Michael.
Do you want to start with your pick and then we'll move on?
No, we're going to go through your list.
Okay, cool. Right. So again, this is in no particular order whatsoever. It's just in alphabetical order, depending on what the images are called that I've saved. So once Mabel calms herself down a little bit.
Mabel, do you want to come into the podcast?
There we go. Right. Okay. So first one on the list, 205 GTI.
Love it.
It's just such a good shape. It's perfect. I'm quite picky with 205s.
Okay.
Has to be 1.9 with the 1.9 wheels.
Yeah.
I think they're speed lines maybe. And it has to be the sort of, the like facelift one, which has got the slightly sort of more modern rear lights and clear indicator lenses on the front.
Okay, have you got a picture? Oh, it's
Look at that
beautiful.
shape. You don't need to say anything more, do you? It's just perfect. The proportions are perfect.
It is brilliant.
They look so good. They look so good. They look so good.
It like, yeah. When I look at that, I think just hot hatch. It epitomises what an old school hot hatch should look like.
Yeah, just really not just a very nicely styled car, very of the time, but not like overly of the time.
Yeah, they're like the subtle red accents they've got down the side. You know, it just sets it off so sporty.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it.
Well, that's that one nicely taken care of.
Right,
What's next?
Next.
Oh, okay. So we might be peaking too early here because this is basically my favourite. I think this is probably the best looking car of all time, I'd say.
Okay, yeah, that's a massive statement.
Do you want to take a guess what it might be?
I reckon it's a Ferrari of some description.
It is a Ferrari of some description. Cheers!
Either the 250 GTO, because that's your favourite car of all time, or a 355
It is a 250 GTO.
Hey, there we go.
Here you go.
Oh my god!
I just think you can't beat. I just think, and I just want to put it out there. I have loved the 250 GTO since I was a little child. It's not since it's been breaking all these auction records and stuff.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I know it was a very expensive car in the sort of late 90s, early 2000s already, but I've not jumped on the 250 GTO hype train recently. I have loved this car for probably at least 20 years.
Yeah, and yeah, legit. Like that is a.
I just think
absolutely
the shape of it
badass
is
car.
perfect. And look at the back.
Oh
wow, 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 wow.
Yeah, it's gorgeous, isn't it?
Just everything about it. The shape, the little ducktail on the back. I really like the proportion of wheel to tyre and how it sits in the arches is basically perfect. Quite rare for a car these days.
Yeah.
Sorry, in those days. I just think it's so nice. It's such a nice shape.
Yeah.
Specifically, it has to be a Series 1 250 GTO. I don't like the newer ones, so like a 62. The 64, they kind of went to a slightly more modern shape. And it's just not as nice, I don't think.
Yeah, that is a beauty.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, the proportions of it are just lush. I love how that rear slopes down to the ducktail. Just all just works so well.
It's beautiful, isn't it? So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the next one.
That is a design masterclass, really.
We're another Ferrari in. Again, this is a random order, but we've got another Ferrari up next.
Yes,
It's the one that you just mentioned. It's
355.
it's the 355.
Well, I knew you would go Ferrari 355. I knew you'd go Ferrari 250 GTO, and I knew you loved the 250 GTO, so that's why I picked those two. But yeah,
Just the
again, a beautiful car,
Again,
and that is
similar to the 205. This is very of its time, but not overly of its time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it takes all of the sort of styling cues of the 90s, but it puts it in a really sort of timeless. All the dimensions are perfect.
Yeah.
The front looks great. The shape is great.
the circular rear lights.
Yeah, the rear lights. I like them with the. I much prefer them with the black rear sort of bar on the lights rather than the red one.
Oh, right, okay.
Um,
I really love that black whole beam across the back in between the
That's what I
lights.
mean, yeah.
Yeah. Does that come in red then? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, sometimes it's red, sometimes it's black.
Oh, no, I like it in black.
I like it in black as well. The wheels are great. Again, really strong wheel choice for the sort of mid 90s because
Yeah.
there were some pretty awful wheels back then.
They're the beautiful wheels.
Yeah, aren't they?
You see a lot of people in the VAG world get some adapters and put them on their Golfs
Really,
and stuff. Well, I don't know if they're doing it now.
Well, do you
This
know
was
what?
About
There's-
10 years ago.
weirdly, Ferrari 308 wheels fit onto a Volvo 240 basically perfectly.
Wow.
I don't even think you need adapters.
Wow.
I almost bought some about a year ago. There was a set of 308 wheels
Yeah.
for about 900 quid, and I was really tempted to get some for the Volvo. Anyway, so
Yeah.
355, yeah.
Gorgeous.
What else do you need to say? GoldenEye. What? What else have we got? Okay, next one. So I wanted a Porsche 911 on the list.
Okay.
The question was, what's Porsche 911?
Ooh.
Right, so I toyed with the idea back and forth. What 911 would you go for? I mean, I just thought it was a bit of a waste having more than one 911 on the best looking cars of all time list.
I'd just go for a 1960s.
Oh, really? Like proper old school?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're just exquisitely beautiful.
I've gone
And the lines on them, oh,
incredible, like a Singer. So,
yeah. Oh, fucking hell. Let me try and guess what you've gone for.
Okay. Again, I love a lot of 911s, but I think for me, just purely from a styling point of view, this is peak 911.
It's a turbo,
It is a turbo.
and it's a 994.
I think you're thinking of the right one, but it's a 993.
993. Yeah, is it silver?
No, it's this
I
one's
love it in silver.
This one's actually yellow. I was thinking full bad boy spec.
Yeah, that's the one.
993 turbo
Oh,
is
that's a beauty.
that's a low res photo, but what a good looking car. Again, perfect shape, real nice curves, not too old school, not too modern. I love the spoiler on the back. I love the rear light bar. Just again, there could have been a dozen Porsche 911s on this list, but for me, that is
Beautiful.
from a styling only point of view, that is peak 911.
Yeah, they're so nice. Yeah, that's so nice.
Okay,
Okay.
there's an interesting one.
I love how we're just firing through these.
Let's just get it done.
Let's get it done.
You know
There's
what I
so many on the fucking list.
Okay, next one.
Yeah.
Alfa Romeo.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Is it modern, old?
It's modern-ish. It's not classic, but it's not new.
Right, okay.
This car popped into my head the other day, and I haven't thought about it in years. But I genuinely think this is, well, obviously this is legit one of the nicest looking cars ever made. I think it's the Alpha 8C. Remember that?
Yeah, but I'm not into it that much.
You're not into it.
I mean, I like it, but I don't think it's one of the best looking cars ever.
I absolutely love
Yeah,
the
talk me through
8C.
it.
It's just gorgeous. Look at it. It's just proper long bonnet, short rear overhangs, nicely sized wheels, lovely little round headlights, little V down the bonnet for the little Alpha grille on the front. I just think it's a great looking car.
The rear end is gorgeous.
Yeah, I've got a real thing for like slanted, blunt rear ends.
Yeah, so have I.
Like the 250 GTO's got one. It's not on the list, but I was sort of umming and ahhing about putting the Shelby Daytona Coupe on this list, which has exactly this. Well, that has a really, really sort of slab rear end.
Yeah, I think the rear of that car is beautiful. What the front end just reminds me of like a bulge in somebody's Y fronts.
I love it.
You know, on that bonnet. Looks like there's somebody's or like a fat fanny.
Okay, I've not thought about that
In a
before.
pair of pants.
Do you know what? Even hearing that, it can't ruin it for me.
No, it's a nice looking car, but I don't think it. For me personally, it's not one of the most beautiful cars of all time.
I've seen one of these on the road before.
Really?
Yeah,
That's rare.
very rare. I was driving home one night. It's about 10 years ago. I was driving home one night down the M4, and I saw these two circular rear lights, and I was like, "That's probably something quite interesting," but I don't know what. It was too far away. It was pitch black at night. Mm-hmm. I was like, it could be
Skyline.
Could be Skyline, could be
355.
Ferrari. Yeah, I was like, it's going to be something interesting, surely. Anyway, I got it behind it, and it was a black 8C,
Wow.
and I could not believe it. I went past him, and then I pulled in front of him, and I sort of started slowing up so he went past me, and he gunned it past me, and it sounded outrageous.
Yeah?
Oh, mate.
Cool.
Really nice. Yeah, that's lovely.
Can't be many of them around because I've never seen one in my life.
No, they're really rare.
Not in the flesh.
They're really expensive as well. Yeah, nice car. Apparently not that nice to drive.
That's a shame.
Yeah, it is a shame. Okay, this one's
But again, we're not focusing on that.
this one's not Italian. This one's French.
French. Okay.
You're never going to get this one.
Okay, so Citroen,
No,
Renault,
ish.
Alpine.
Yes,
It's an old Alpine, isn't it?
it's an old-ish Alpine. So basically, this is another weird car that I saw at some point when I was a child, and it just left a real lasting impression, and I fucking love it. It's the Alpine A610.
Yeah, that is. It's a badass looking car.
It's rad, isn't it? And
Like we talked.
look at the
earlier.
rear end on that.
Yeah, like we talked about earlier. We're not talking about the most beautiful.
Yeah.
We're talking about the
The
badass,
best look.
best looking. And that looks badass.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
It's so cool. I love all the angles on the rear end. I love the slope of the rear end.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's that perfect sort of combination of it's coming out of the 80s, so it's still the overall shape is still quite blocky, but they've just rounded the edges off a bit.
In its day, that would have been like, holy shit, it's got curved sides.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a great looking car, and they do a turbo V6 as well that I think is quite fast.
Yeah, it looks cool. I like a lot of all the glass as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The greenhouse is really nice.
Yeah.
They did a couple of different front ends, some with pop-up headlights and some with like just sort of open.
That front end is just a lovely piece of design.
It's really nice. It's a really nice looking car.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with that, Ben. Great shout. I would never have thought that in a million years because I didn't know that car existed.
There was one of those. You know Badbury Clump?
Oh, yeah.
There's a weird house like in the middle of Badbury Clump,
Right.
and there's one of those on the driveway.
No way.
Badbury Clump, for those listening, is this little. I mean, Google it. It's this little wooded area.
Lovely bluebells. And
Yeah, really good for bluebells in the spring. Fairly close to where we live, and it's a popular place for people to go walking. There's some cool like off-road mountain biking courses there as well. And there's a weird house in the middle of this wooded area, just surrounded by woodland. I don't know who built it or why.
Nice.
But yeah, last time I was there, which was a few years ago, there was an Alpine A610 on the driveway.
Fair play.
It's in the middle of the woods. Okay, next one. I've gone American. I wanted some American muscle on the list.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And I thought to myself, what's my favourite American... Well, no,
There's a few, isn't there?
Whoa! Chaos. What do I think... Not my favourite American muscle car, but what do I think is the best looking American muscle car? And I don't think this gets enough credit purely from a styling point of view.
Okay.
is the first generation Camaro.
Oh yes.
Specifically, either the SS or the RS with the hidden front lights, similar
Lovely.
to a chart. In my
Yeah.
mind,
That is so freaking good looking.
the first shaped Camaro takes all of the good bits of the Dodge Charger and just wraps them up in a nice kind of, just a slightly better proportioned, kind of slightly more feminine sort of package.
It's like when you get like a badass man meets a beautiful woman and then they have children. That's
Yeah.
what it would look like.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? Nothing. It's not too badass and it's not too feminine, and you
Yeah.
smash them both together and you get something that's just like, oh, that's beautiful, but fucking done it, pack a punch.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's like yeah. No, that's a great analogy. I'm trying to think of a real life example of that, but I can't. Of a person, I mean. But yeah, that is. Yeah, like I say, I really like the front end of the Charger. I like the Charger in general. I just think it's a bit too big and a bit too cumbersome. I've never really quite got on with the proportions. Whereas this Camaro, just put a nice set of wheels on it, make resto mod it to a nice standard, and they look great standard anyway.
Yeah.
Look at that rear end, mate. Whew, again, ducktail.
Yeah. Mate, there's a theme.
There is a theme up here. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's a great looking car. Wow.
That is a lovely, lovely looking motor.
Mabel's done a fart.
It stinks.
It's bad.
It's really bad.
Okay, so we've gone from again, this is in no particular order. We've gone from American muscle to British muscle.
Ooh, British muscle.
Yeah.
Okay, talking Jaguar or...
No, it's the first Ford on the list.
Ford.
It's the This is a specific model.
Okay.
It's the Mark III Capri
Oh, yeah.
280 Brooklands.
Ooh.
Now, I love I love the Capri in general. The Mark III is my favourite Capri shape. And the 280 Brooklands came in like a sort of Brooklandsy green colour, had some stripes on the side, and crucially, it came from the factory with 15-inch wheels.
Yeah.
And just those slightly bigger wheels
Set it off, don't they?
really set it off. The 280 is such a good-looking car. The Mark III Capri is a great-looking car anyway.
Yeah.
But you put a nice set of wheels on, and suddenly, wow.
Yeah, that's a beauty.
Wow, wow, wow.
If you had that back in the day, you would have been the coolest kid on the block.
You would have bees knees.
Yeah, you would have pulled all the women.
Yeah. And he would have done some sick
donuts.
slides around the roundabout.
Yeah.
Yeah, God.
Yeah, badass.
Capri's such a good car.
Yeah, defo.
So, more Ford-ish. This isn't really Ford, I suppose, technically, but the original Shelby Cobra.
Yeah, can't go wrong with that.
I-
The only reason I have any sort of anything against those, you see so many fucking shit replicas around.
You do, yeah. I mean,
But original, bloody
I mean,
hell.
to be fair, I would happily have a decent replica. A
decent replica,
I don't. It doesn't need to be original. Like, it just
I
needs
don't
to
think
be.
you'd be able to afford original, man.
No, they're like they're hundreds of thousands now, if not probably into the millions for an original. But I mean, a decent.
Ow, Mabel's biting me.
When I say a decent replica, all I mean is one that's got a decent engine
Yeah.
and is done to a decent standard. It doesn't even need to look like an original.
I mean, that looks beautiful.
They're just so cool. Again, I had a toy when I was a kid of this.
Yeah.
And similar to that Camaro, actually, it's a really nice mixture of
Sexy and muscly.
a beautiful, just curved, feminine shape, just fucking beefed up.
Yeah, on steroids. Yes.
I love the sort of, I love the extended arches, the sort of flared arches, big wheels, big wide wheels, that gaping mouth out the front.
Yeah, the side exit exhaust. It's just badass. isn't it?
Look at that! Wow.
Yeah, that's lovely.
I would not have it debumpered as well. I would have it with the chrome, the like 2-line chrome rear bumpers like that.
That's very nice. Very nice indeed.
So yeah, that's that one.
Okay, cool. We're rattling through them.
We're rattling through them. Well, we've got a lot to cover.
We have.
So next one on the list, we've gone from America back to Europe again. Again, I'm sorry for the complete shambolic order of these.
That's okay. You don't have to apologise to me.
But we've gone for the E24 BMW 6 Series, specifically the 635 CSI.
Yeah, lovely.
That is just, again,
That is an absolute beauty.
I really like... They came with a ducktail as well, I think.
Dude. There's ducktails everywhere.
We got ducktails for days, mate. You could argue that 355 kind of had a ducktail as well. But yeah, the 6 Series, I love that shark nose front with the sort of slanty grille that kind of goes back on itself.
Yeah.
I really like the line on the rear shape. Just the overall silhouette's really nice.
Yeah.
And again, it's got that perfect sort of 70s, 80s kind of body kit that's sort of not offensively 80s, but just you could revel in it.
Yeah. Blocky.
Yeah, and I really like the angle on the front end is so aggressive.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and I like the way this window at the back has the curve in it.
The Hofmeister kink, that's called.
That's it, yeah. That just sets it off. It gives it that subtle, like, kind of executive smooth feel, but it's a bit of a beast as well.
These were cheap as chips for years.
Nah.
I should have bought one. I love them.
You do actually see a few of them around.
Yeah. They're like,
quite popular still.
You do still see them. Okay, we are well into BMW territory here.
Oh, what is it?
Oh, we've already talked about it, sort of. It's the E39 M5.
Oh, it's a beauty. It's a beauty.
I love the E39.
It is a beauty.
I love it. I'm a sucker for a 3-box saloon. You know that?
Yeah.
And to my eyes, that is possibly the best looking saloon car ever made, I think. It's just perfect. And I don't think if you in the right spec, so like maybe probably an M Sport. If you looked at like an M Sport or a full blown M5, did they ever look old? I don't think they ever really looked old.
No.
Like
I never looked at them and thought they were old.
No, when the E60 came out, that was a fucking spaceship. Whoa, you need to calm yourself down.
Microphone
and
issues.
again, when the E60 came out, that looked like a spaceship. That looked like weird almost.
Yeah.
I'm digging around. I really like the E60. I think it's a good looking car.
Nice.
But because the E60 looked so
drastically
different, so out there, and so futuristic, it didn't immediately make because for example, when
I know exactly what you're trying to say.
When the Mark III Golf was replaced with the Mark IV Golf, it was just the Mark IV was just a refined version of the Mark III. So instantly, the Mark III looked old as shit.
Yeah.
Whereas, because the E60 was so different, I don't feel as though the E39 ever fell into that. Oh, it's just the shitty old 5 Series now.
Yeah, it just fell into a category of its own.
Yeah, and it's such a nice shape.
It's a beautiful looking car.
Look at it.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful.
Yeah, and the M5 has such a nice stance where it's not too much, it's not shouting at you, it's just saying,
hello, I'm here.
I'm fucking here, mate.
And I'm badass. I'm just going to sit in the wings, and when shit pops off, I'm going to fuck everyone up.
Exactly, yeah. He's the quiet guy in the bar
that
just has his drink, talks to who he wants to talk to, and if shit kicks off,
he's going to fuck everyone up.
He's going to fuck everyone up.
And he's just going to cruise home, chuck his dirty clothes into the bin, get into bed and shag his missus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas the
no, you need to get down,
E60 will do it all, actually get beaten up, go home and tell his missus that he won the fight and that he's a badass, and she'll go, shut up, Clive, you're a liar.
Fuck off, Clive.
I mean, the E60 is a lovely car, but
E60's rad.
Nothing on that.
No, E39 is the one. Oh, I will own one of those one day. Not necessarily an M5.
530 or something?
Yeah, 530i, something like that.
Yeah.
Just
and they're really good to drive.
Yeah,
you know
that's what I mean, and I just love them. I could
proper BMWs, isn't they?
I could talk about the E30. I love the interior as well. I love that era of BMW. I just think, what are you doing, Mabel?
Yeah, she wants to play.
We're not playing. We're podcasting. We're basically pro podcasters. Don't you know that,
Mabel? Right, come up here. You can be part of it. Come on.
Sorry for audio listeners, but we have a hyperactive dog. Yeah.
And I've walked her, I've taken her in the garden, I've fed her, watered her, I've done everything for her, and all she wants is to jump up and scratch her, so she just wants to cuddle now. Okay, well done.
Okay, so we're staying with BMWs. Next one. So, I mean, if you
E46 M3.
E46 M3, mate, you gotta do it.
Yeah, it's in that colour as well.
Phoenix yellow, I think it was called Phoenix yellow.
God.
Puke yellow. Again,
oof.
That era of BMW, they just absolutely nailed it.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
That's a piece of design masterclass.
It really is.
You know, it's so nice.
Look at that rear end.
Yeah, the proportions fantastic. Same with the one we just looked at, but it's retained those sorts of proportions from the E39, but into a better package, into a sportier little car. bit modern, and it's got a fucking lovely engine as well.
It's so rad. It's
The wheels
so
look
rad.
great. The exhaust looks badass. I remember
Yeah.
the first time I've ever saw one with those 4 pipes
Oh.
coming out the back. I thought, "Fuck me, that's serious."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because I
The
still
stance on them.
when I was a kid, like before I sort of knew about this kind of stuff, a 3 Series BMW it might as well be a
His mum's car.
slightly more aggressive Mondeo.
Yeah, I didn't think there was anything serious going on there.
And then the first time we saw an E46 M3 with those 4 quite large tailpipes
Massive pipes coming
sticking
out.
out quite far.
And the offset on the wheels, perfect.
Yeah, really nice. Really, really nice. Slightly flared front arches.
Oh,
gorgeous.
yeah. You can't go wrong with it, can you?
No. Again, for audio listeners, I'm sorry about this. This is going to be a visual-ish podcast. But, hopefully you know well the cars we're talking about. If not, just
We'll put pictures on the
pause,
screen.
pause the podcast and go watch us on YouTube instead.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay, we're off the BMWs. For now, at least.
There's plenty of them in there.
We're back to the Fords.
Okay.
It's the Series 1 RS Turbo.
You love it.
My favourite Ford RS, I think. It definitely is. It's probably my favourite Ford of all time, I would have thought.
It's perfect.
Yeah, again, just the proportions are so good. I really like the sort of face that it's got. It's kind of a bit. It's almost like it's not a happy face.
Yeah.
But it's not an angry face. It's
Yeah.
just a bit like the E39. It's like a I'm gonna fucking get shit done face.
Yeah. And it's just perfect.
I like the faded stripe up the side. I like
Yeah.
the fact that they were always white. Or
Yeah, they sit perfectly on those wheels.
yeah, nice spotlights.
Yeah, the little lip at the back. And the proportions of it are just fantastic. And it's quite a small car.
Very small car.
So it's just like,
Look at that.
you could just throw it around.
Yeah, I mean it's the size of a Mark II Golf.
Yeah, it's fucking lush.
Oh God, I love it. I really like the rear lights with the kind of not the slats, but the sort of angled rear lights as well.
Yeah, such a nice looking car.
Love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Right, what's
Love it.
next? Another Ferrari. Now I debated this one for quite some time
Okay.
because I thought to myself, am I including it more for what it represents rather? Because I'm trying to just stick to the visuals with this.
Okay. So
So I was like, I don't know. I don't know whether to include it or not. Am I including it just because, again, of its technical and mechanical abilities and all this kind of stuff? But then I was like, nah, fuck it, it's rad.
LaFerrari?
No, F40.
Oh, F40. Okay. Beautiful.
Yeah, just a really iconic shape, really nice shape. Again, I really like the face.
Yeah.
just
the whole thing.
similar to the. Actually, it's weird they're together. Similar to the Escort, it's kind of got a. It's not a frowny face. It's almost a sort of. What's the opposite of a frown? When you sort of raise your eyebrows, like
Inquisitive.
yeah, it's got like an inquisitive face. It's sort of its eyebrows are kind of up like that a little bit.
I'm not seeing that, but I think it just looks like a freaking shark, mate.
Oh, they're so rad. And again, the spoiler is rad.
And look at the design of the front bumper, right? There's barely any front bumper there.
Yeah.
Because it's probably about 30 centimetres from top to bottom of that front bumper. But it's like, it's just typical like sports car design with the open grille and 2 little vents on each side. You see that everywhere
Yep.
in sports car design. And they haven't thought about like anything other than just keeping it real, keeping it basic.
Oh God, I love it.
Show me again.
I just love it.
And the lines, they're perfect. Like, who in their fucking mind thought, when we design it, we'll get 2 of these vents, we'll offset them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It shouldn't work, should it?
No, one of them will be bigger than the other, and the lines won't match. One will go down, one will go up. If you have to look at it, I'll put a picture on the screen. But they don't match. They're not identical, right? And then they got an inlet by the window there, and then the fucking one's on the rear wing there. It shouldn't work.
But it fucking
But
does.
fuck me, done it work.
Yeah, you want to see another photo? Mate, look at that.
We have to take a break because I've got to go to the toilet.
Do you actually? Oh, I see.
I think it's probably one of the best cars ever made, and that's why it's on this list, obviously.
I just look at that. I just love it.
When people say, right, you've got £2 million, what are you going to buy? F40.
F40 every day.
Fuck me, look at it.
It's just incredible. Again, maybe we're just the
And
right
it's-
age.
And 3 exhaust pipes at the back.
I know.
Who thought that would be a good idea?
Sick, isn't it?
3. In today's world, does that happen? Apart from the Civic Type R?
The 458 had 3, I think.
Did it?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's just like...
But I think it had 3 as a bit of a nod to the F40,
Yeah.
maybe. I don't know. Oh,
I just think
God.
it's awesome.
Yeah, incredible.
Awesome. The massive spoiler
I love Ferrari.
just sets everything off. And you can almost see the aerodynamics of it. If you like to stick it in a wind tunnel, you could see the fucking fucking all the air rushing through that rear wing and lipping back over, and forcing that back end.
Probably not doing anything.
Probably not, but I like to think
I know what you mean. Yeah, you can
you
see
can
it.
visualize the curves of the car and how it should in theory work.
Yeah.
Slash.
I just love it.
Badass.
I love it. Yeah. Cheers. Right.
Next.
Ford. Another RS.
Okay. Well, it's got to be a Focus RS Mark 1.
Yes, it is.
Whee!
Again, just the Mark 1 Focus is a good car.
Yeah.
It's very spec dependent, obviously, because you had poverty spec ones that looked horrible. But like the ST170, the RS,
Nice looking cars.
really nice looking cars. And the RS,
It's aged so fucking well.
I genuinely think that the Mark 1 Focus RS might have the best factory stance of any car I've ever seen.
Got it.
Like the wheel to arch gap to track width to wheel arch to wing to overall dimension
Fucking
relationship
perfect.
is perfect. It's so good.
Every time I see one on the road, I almost shit myself.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, that is so freaking beautiful.
Look at it.
Look at it.
Look at the slightly fatter rear bumper with the sort of hint of a diffuser at the bottom. And again, those 18-inch
5 spokes.
Oz wheels are amazing.
And in the flesh, they look so freaking
They look
good.
so good.
They're so wide.
And the colour is gorgeous as well.
This is the best looking Focus I think they've ever made.
Yeah, 100%.
just such a beauty.
I really like the Mark II RS as well, but it doesn't hold a candle to this.
No, it's so nice. So freaking nice.
Ooh, I'm getting a little bit excited.
You've got some great stuff on the list.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Another Ford.
Oh, what? Give me a clue. I quite like this.
It's got a V8.
A Ford with a V8. I don't know. You tell me.
It's the Ford GT, the 2004 Ford GT. So not the original GT40, and not the new EcoBoost 2017,
Is this
2018
the one
one.
with a split rear thing?
What?
Is there a rear picture you can show me? No, it's not the one I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the newer one.
You're thinking of the 2017. No, I think the 2004
It's got DuckTales
GT.
spoiler on it again.
Oh shit, it does. Well, kind of.
Kind of. A bit of a lip there.
Yeah, there is a bit. And again, that blunt,
And the-
sort of slanted rear end.
And the circular rear lights.
And so, I think we're slowly. I didn't even.
I think we're figuring it out.
We're figuring out the. I was going to say the formula for a good-looking car, but when I say the formula, I think the formula for what I think is a good-looking car.
And clearly a lot of other people do as well because they're making them.
True.
And
Yeah.
they kind of all look very... They're borrowing ideas from other stuff that's come before it that looks amazing.
I just. The 2004 GT was, I think, I think it's the best so far. It's the best retro-styled car I think anyone's ever made. It's perfect.
What year is that? 2004?
2004, yeah.
Yeah, it looks awesome, doesn't
So, like, I've always really liked the 1960. I think it was 64. The original Ford GT, the GT40 was released. 64-ish.
it? Yeah.
60s anyway.
Yeah.
I really like those. Seen a lot of them at Goodwood. Go around. They're a great looking car. But the way they reimagined it for 2004, I think they just
Nailed it.
they made it timeless.
Yeah.
Like the 60s one looks like a 60s car, whereas this, they could make this today, I think, and it would still be absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Like it would still look great, even.
It does look great. What's that word they use when you make an old car but make it new? Retro modded.
Resto mod.
Resto mod. That's
Yeah.
like a resto mod for GT40.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, who wouldn't want that?
Who wouldn't want that? I suppose that's the whole idea, isn't it?
Yeah, and also again, I've tried to stay just purely on styling,
Yeah.
but they're just such a cool car.
They are cool.
Like really fast, pretty lightweight,
Sound amazing.
sound great. They pretty much dominate all like in America. There's a big thing about like standing mile drag races and standing mile speed records and stuff, and pretty much all of them are held by GTs.
No way.
Just because the engine is really strong.
So you can push a lot of power out of it.
There's a lot of power out of it, and you can make them really slippery. Like you can make the drag coefficient seriously low. So, and obviously physically they're so small, like they're so short that they punch a small hole through the air anyway.
Yeah.
But because they're quite a slippery shape, you can make them really aerodynamic. So I think the world record for the standing mile is a Ford GT. I think it's 300 miles an hour.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, it's mad.
That is mad.
It's got. I think the one that did it's got like 2,000 horsepower.
Wow.
And I think it's still road legal.
We need to find that video.
Yeah.
Find that car. Right, next.
I love the Ford GT.
What was that?
What was that?
Oh my god, there's loads of herons flying around outside.
What?
Yeah, there's a big heron flying around out there. Look, all the crows are flying off because they're scared shitless of it. Look, everything's flying around. There's a big heron that flew over there.
Is it a heron or is it a pterodactyl?
Whoa.
Okay, next one.
Jurassic.
Right, next one.
Yeah.
Scooby 22B.
Love it.
Again,
Disgustingly sexy.
specifically 22B because first of all, two-door impressors are rad.
Yeah.
And just the widened body on the 22B and that sort of rounded rear bumper.
So nice.
Wow, I can't.
So nice. Even the number plate says wow on it. Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Yes, just such any three-door Scooby, in my eyes, is a thing of beauty.
But just look.
That is a wide boy.
That subtle little sort of the rear haunches and the front arches. Just again, they've not gone obvious big box arches like fucking look at me, I'm a rally car. They've just gone, we need slightly wider track, we need slightly wider tyres. Let's just, again, quite feminine almost. Let's just beef it up a little bit, round it out.
Yeah.
And again, I love the rear bumper. I absolutely love the rear bumper.
There was a red Scooby of that shape that used to be in the garage when we were kids for sale.
Oh, what, in Minty?
In Minty. And I always wanted to buy it. It's my first car, but the garage was long gone by the time I was old enough to drive. And it just, that rear end is so nice.
It is really nice, isn't it?
And obviously 22B, fucking hell, lovely. And also, there was a video game when we were growing up, and that was one of my favourite cars to drive on it.
What was that?
I think it was Project Gotham Racing.
PGR2 it would have been.
Yeah. Loved that game.
That was a great game.
So I wonder if you put another car on the list from that game. We'll see.
Make a note of it.
Okay, it's in my head.
All right. Next. Okay, so this. I don't think this is an obvious one. It's another BMW. I don't think it's an obvious one, but you do see them about quite a bit, and I just think it's a great looking car. I don't even know what the E number is. I don't know because it's too modern for me to know what that is. But it's the previous generation M6 Grand Coupe.
Ooh.
The 4-door M6.
Interesting. Big boy.
Yeah, it's a big car, but it's fucking mean looking.
The front end is mean.
Yeah, it's long and it's like hunkered down, and it's like a bit. To be fair, similar to E39. It's just a fucking brawler,
Yeah, that's like
wow.
Yeah, that's like a absolute beautiful.
It's just
car.
it's low. The whole silhouette is low. It looks slippery. It looks stable. Like you could do 200 mile an hour in that on the autobahn all fucking day.
Notice, would you?
Yeah,
massive wheels.
or you could take it to a track and do massive skids.
Yeah,
one or the other. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, if I was like a rich man, I'd buy one of them as a daily.
If I were a rich man, biddy 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 bum.
Song
Is that how it goes?
Nah. Yeah, lovely. It's not a massive amount more you can say about that apart from it's like
look at that. Look at that little line that goes down the front wing.
Lovely.
And all the, it's just, again.
They've taken everything that's beastly about their M cars, but put it into like an executive package.
Yeah, executive package.
To say, if you own a company that does MI5 work, you're going to need this car because they're going to fuck shit up in it.
I think that's what the marketing campaign was.
Yeah, it's MI5 only, in it. That's why you see agents driving them around all the time. Not Asians, agents. That's what I'm talking about.
It's absolute shite.
I've got mental.
Okay, so next, I had to have the Classic Mini on the list.
Okay, cool.
I ummed and ahed about what I think is the best looking Classic Mini. And again, slightly boring perhaps, but I've gone for the just last of the line.
Yeah, Cooper S.
Late 90s.
Is it an S? They call it an S?
Technically Cooper Sport.
Cooper Sport, sorry, yeah.
With the sports pack arches, 13-inch wheels, 4 spotlights at the front.
Love it.
Silver stripes and roof rather than white.
And going back to the, when you talked about the stance of that RS being like just one of the most beautiful stances of all time from factory car. That Mini also has.
Yeah,
that.
Mini's not far off. The weird thing about those sports pack Minis is that the rear wheels will always sit a little bit too inboard for me. Like that's the only downside.
Just slightly. What's this dog doing?
But you know, some small wheel spaces on the back, some spaced out drums on the back, and you know, a high-low kit just to drop a little bit of ride height. And wow,
Yeah, lovely.
that's an insanely good looking car. I like the Mark 1s.
Yeah.
But for me, that's the ultimate Mini.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I love it. I think it's just it's just a beautiful car, isn't it?
It is
When you see it,
fantastic.
you can't not look.
Here's a weird one. Well, it's not weird. I just think, again, I've got a real soft spot for them. I think they're an unironically great looking car.
Okay.
Rover Coupe Turbo.
I love them, but I wouldn't say they're the most good-looking cars of all time.
I think
that wouldn't be on my list.
I genuinely think they're up there. I mean,
there's design elements of it that
it's spec.
don't like.
It's spec dependent. They need bigger wheels, so they need some more modern wheels.
Yeah.
Straights maybe, or addendums or whatever.
I don't know what are they 15s, 16s.
I think their 16s are standard on the coupe. Yeah, they are, because they had the bigger brakes. Had to have 16s to fit the brakes under.
Yeah.
I don't like the early ones with where the bonnet goes all the way to the bumper. I like the ones with the Rover grille on the front. Colour-wise, Tahiti blue, I think,
Love
is
it.
the best colour.
Yeah.
But I just think the front is a pretty good-looking car.
Yeah.
But just the rear. So this is kind of what I'm talking about. Bigger wheels, slightly lowered.
Yeah, that's lovely. Isn't it?
That's a great-looking car.
The rear is awesome. It's got that kind of boxy retro look.
Yeah, I really like the line from... I like the whole C-pillar boot. And I like the rear bumper with the kind of weird sort of splitter almost. Yeah.
Splitter on it, yeah. I like it, but it's not... For me, it's not one of the best cars.
That's fair enough.
looking cars of all time.
That's what it's all subjective.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I love it. I fucking love it.
The Tomcat.
Tomcat, yeah. Again, this is a car that I've always had a soft spot for. I don't know if you'll agree with this one. The sort of 90s 3-door Saab 9.3.
Oh, yes. All over it.
They are just, again...
over it.
It's that sort of boxy but slightly rounded boxy look.
Yeah.
Similar to the E39, I guess. Like just it's square and it's a bit wedgy and it's a bit boxy, but just the edges are just softened up a little bit, you know.
Yeah, rear end.
Look at that rear bumper. Really nice angle on the rear window.
Yeah.
You know, I like these sort of double 3-spoke
Yeah.
wheels they came on as well.
Saab did that a lot. I like that.
Yeah. I've never owned a Saab, and
I always like the idea of owning like a 9.5 or
a 9.5
9.3
wagon. Yeah. Yeah, 9.5 Aero Estate would
Yeah.
be a really nice car.
Fast as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like the idea. I do love a Saab, and I also love classic Saabs, like the 9000.
Yeah. They're great looking cars, aren't
so
they?
good. And if you get a nice one, a nice little classic, slam it a little bit, put it on those wheels.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I just think
Yeah.
I need to own a Saab at some point. I've owned so many fucking Volvos.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was just thinking that.
And there isn't a Volvo on my list.
What?
No, there's not.
850?
I love the 850. I love the S60. I love the S70. I love the V70. I love the I don't love the XC70. I love my XC70, but
Yeah.
I love the C70. I love
240.
I love the 240. Obviously, I love the 940. I love Volvos, but I don't think they're the best looking cars of all time.
They never really pushed the envelope, did they? In
No.
terms of their design. They're very...
I don't get me wrong. I like them. It's specifically my 240, the early 240s,
Ooh, lovely.
on some nice wheels and nice suspension. I think is a great looking car, but
There's nothing about them that makes you go, whoa, that's beautiful. Whoa, that's badass. They
Yeah.
look badass, like the 240 or 240 looks badass. That's my reference point.
I do like that.
But there isn't anything about the design that makes you go, whoa, they've thought about that.
Yeah, I mean, the only potential... I've deliberately not really put anything from the last sort of 10 years on this list because I feel like you can't really judge how good a car looks overall until it's at least sort of gone through the sort of dip of being a bit shitty and old.
Yeah, and you can't... you've got to grow into that category.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've got to mature into beauty.
But the one Volvo was tempted to put on the list was the current shape V90.
Yeah, that's a nice car.
That's a great looking car.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I was actually tempted to put the Polestar 1 on it as well. But again, bit too. Let's see how it fares in 5-10 years.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So that's the Saab 9-3 anyway. What a great looking car.
There's loads of nice Saabs now thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
9.5. Again, late 90s 9.5 was a great looking car. I actually liked the Vectra based 9.3, the more modern 9.3. I thought that was a good looking car.
Yeah. I like Saabs generally.
Yeah, I do as well.
They're nice to look at.
Yeah.
Food for thought.
Anyway, I had to have an Aston Martin on the list.
Okay. Cool.
It was just
DB5, DBS. Whatever.
no. Interesting. I didn't put any classic Astons on there.
That's a shame.
We'll get onto the DB5 and the E-Type later.
Okay. DB5.
I was very tempted by the like 70s and 80s V8 Vantage. What are you doing, Mabel?
Oh, I'm thinking of some lovely little Astons.
But I think the sort of late 90s to sort of mid to late 2000s is personally my favourite Aston Martin era. So it was just a case of picking out which model do I think looks better. I love the Vanquish.
Yeah.
I love the DB7. I love the DB9.
Yeah.
I love all of that. But for me, I really hope Sammy P isn't listening. It's the Vantage.
Yeah, it's a beauty.
It's just it's
a lovely car.
It's so nice, and it's similar to what we were saying about the Shelby and the Camaro and stuff. It's that perfect balance of looking sort of graceful and feminine and beautiful, but with a bit of like muscle behind it. Just like, right, I'm gonna fuck shit up.
Yeah, and they did some cool things to the design of this car, like the exits for the exhaust, just shooting out the bumper.
Out the bumper looks great.
The front grille, obviously very Aston, but very classic.
Yeah,
well.
I don't think there's the LED running lights on the front on the front headlights
and the wheels.
Yeah, there's not a bad set of wheels for it. Actually, no, to be fair. So I was originally going to go for the V12 Vantage, but I specifically didn't because the wheels are a bit Halfords.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
So
the V8 looks nicer.
2008, 2009 V8 Vantage, maybe a V8 Vantage S.
Yeah.
With the 4.7 rather than the older 4.3. Sorry, Sam. I think, that is, in terms of peak Aston Martin design, that's the one.
Yeah.
For me, at least.
In terms of modern era Aston Martins, certainly.
Just, man, wow.
And another little ducktail on it.
Oh, yeah! Mate, what is this? I love a ducktail.
Yeah, that looks like it's at the Classic Motor Hub.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, great looking car.
Yeah, it's a beautiful looking car. And go on.
No, sorry, Karen.
Just going to say the size of them is perfect.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons why I went for this over the Vanquish, is because again they're the perfect size. They look like such a nice, just everything's well contained. Yeah,
nice.
Well proportioned. The silhouette looks gorgeous,
yeah,
regardless of what angle you're looking at it. It could be looking at the side, the shapes are perfect. You could be looking at the back, the shape's perfect. The front, the shape's perfect. At a weird angle like this, it's all perfect.
You could always feel like you could pick it up.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a great shout.
Yeah, I love it. I love cars where you feel like you're not sat too far away from the rear wheels. You know what I mean?
What a great looking car.
Beauty. Absolute beauty.
This one's slightly out of left field. I don't think you're going to agree with me on this one. I don't think many people are going to agree with me on this one.
It's a Rover.
No. It's a Mercedes.
Okay.
But I've always had a weird soft spot.
Not an SLK.
No. Specifically a facelift W211 E-Class wagon. Has to be the facelift because I prefer the way the rear just hangs together better, I think, on the facelift. But I just think it's one of my favourite wagons of all time. The AMG version of the W211.
That's a V8, is it? Or?
Supercharged V8, yeah, 500 horsepower. But again,
we're not talking about
the engine's irrelevant.
Specs, but in terms of looks, what's not to like? It's a beautifully well constructed wagon, lovely wheels, lovely proportions, lovely body kit,
nice shape. Again,
lovely rear lights wrapping around the side there.
It's rounded.
Twin exit exhaust or four pipe?
I think it's got 4, 2 each side.
Yeah, it's lovely. The proportions of it are just fantastic.
And again, it's that sort of, it's rounded, but it's not bubbly.
Yeah,
it's just
and it's Mercedes, so it's sleek. Sleek as hell. Like that body kit is sleek. It's got curved edges on it. Wheels are chrome, obviously, because it's Mercedes. You've got the V8 compressor badge down the side, which just shows you this is a weapon.
I like the fact that my biggest complaint with the older shape E-Class, the W210,
Yeah.
was that the rear was really square and
yeah.
I feel like because it had such a bubbly front headlights and stuff, it didn't quite work.
Yeah.
And if you look, the W211 is still quite square, but they've just
With that curve on
that curve on the window, just visually, it takes a lot of weight out of the rear end.
Yeah, great point there, Ben.
It's such a good looking car. I love it.
Yeah, love it. I'll put it on the list. I'll be absolutely happy with that. I love a wagon.
Yeah, same.
And that is a beautiful wagon.
I love a 3-box saloon.
You do. So what's next? Oh, I don't know.
X308, so 90s,
Yeah.
Jaguar XJR.
Yeah, that's a weapon of mass destruction, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Again, that is the perfect.
It is just
saloon
3
shape.
boxes.
It is literally just 3 boxes.
Yeah.
Like the silhouette is so square and so simple.
Yeah.
But it's long and it's quite wide. They always came on massive wheels.
Yeah, they did.
And these I specifically got this photo because these are my favourite wheels that it came on.
They're massive.
Yeah, I think they're like I think they're 19s.
They look like the alley lights that come on minis.
Yeah, they do a little
Below
bit.
that
Yeah,
massively.
I think these are 19s, which considering this car was in the sort of late 90s.
And they look huge on that car.
Yeah, they do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because. And again, look how big the greenhouse is on that.
It's because
The windows are massive. Like
Yeah.
I've never been in one of those before. Have I been in one of those? No, I've never been in one of those before.
like the wheel arches are actually quite small in terms of the curve, so it makes the wheels look so massive.
Yeah.
And that's a deliberate design thing to make it look like a badass.
And again, it's rounded. It's square, but rounded, but not blunt. It's sort of rounded off.
It's got all the nice Jaguar curves, but it's going. We're also a brick.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Not to be fucked with.
That's a
It's a very gangster-looking car, isn't it?
great looking car. Great looking car.
It's like American muscle meets English elegance.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like you've got a cup of tea, and the Americans have gone and put loads of Jägermeister in it, or a shot of tequila in it, or something.
Yeah. It's what was the Jaguar mantra? It was grace, space, and pace. That's what Jaguar are after.
Really?
That's what the XGR gave you.
There you go.
Actually, apparently it's quite cramped inside, considering it's such a fucking massive brick. But we'll gloss over
That's
that.
because it's got loads of room for the dead bodies in there.
Yeah. It had to be in a dark colour.
Yeah.
Either black, blue, maybe.
Yeah, I like black.
Dark red would be good in one of those. Anyway,
Yeah, lovely.
another Jaguar.
Okay.
I've not gone E-Type. We'll talk about the E-Type later.
Okay.
I've not gone E-Type.
Okay.
I've always thought that this is a much nicer shape than the E-Type.
Interesting.
It's the XK120.
It's lovely.
Like that is, I'm not. Again, this must be a generational thing. I'm not massively keen on cars older than the sort of. I like a lot of '60s cars, but anything older than the '60s, I can appreciate them, but they just don't really.
Yeah.
They don't really give me any kind of buzz. Whereas
That falls into that category for me.
I love the XK1. This is the main exception to the rule for me. I fucking love the XK120.
Yeah, I think it looks really nice, and it's very, very, very elegant and beautiful to look at. But personally, it looks like a lot of other old classics. But that's because I don't know fuck all about
Look at
classics.
that.
I mean, that rear end looks like a fucking speed tail, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It's cool.
it's gorgeous. Look how small the sides are.
Yeah, I noticed the doors are deceptive. They're not small, but there's that curve, that line that runs
Yeah.
down the side that makes it look small. Comes up a lot higher than it actually looks.
And I like the fact that the front bumper, it's almost got a little lip.
Yeah.
It's like, considering, I don't know when this car was designed. I want to say like early mid 50s, like 53,
It's got a
54 maybe.
splitter on it.
It looks pretty. Obviously, it doesn't look modern, but it looks pretty good. Like it looks like that could be a '60s car, I think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it was
okay.
pretty ahead of its time. Anyway, I love the XK120. It's a gorgeous shape.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay, here's one. I don't know what you think about this, but I've always had a real thing for this car. I've always thought it looked fucking great.
Give me a clue.
It's another BMW.
Okay.
Um,
Era?
late 90s.
Late 90s.
I couldn't give you a specific year. Probably 98, I reckon. Maybe it came out.
Mabel just stood on my bollocks. Ow! Oh god, I'm being attacked.
Mabel's on an absolute mad one.
What's she doing? Right, down you get. Late 90s Roadster.
Yes.
Z3?
No.
Z4?
No.
Z. Oh! It's not what I was thinking. I was going to say the ZM Coupe thing, whatever that was.
Oh, there's a Z3. Yeah.
Z3.
I was tempted to put that. I do love those, but no.
Z8?
Yes.
Nice. Oh yeah, dude.
What? Again, I think that was a pretty controversial car. I don't
Oh
think.
yeah, I completely forgot that existed until I was just rattling through my brain then.
I don't think a lot of people like it because again, it's this kind of
lush.
retro. It takes a lot of its styling cues from the. I want to say the 507, I think it was. But I think it looks so good and similar to. Actually, interestingly, this isn't in terms of when it was designed and when it was out. This isn't a million miles away from the Ford GT.
Right.
And similar to the Ford GT, it's supposed to be like a kind of retro throwback styled car.
Yeah.
And again, similar to the GT, I think they've nailed it. That could be a modern car.
Yeah, I was just about to say that could come out tomorrow and I'd go, that's lush.
It looks so crisp. I love the sort of 507 style front grills with the little spotlights.
Yeah. That's doing it.
I love the overall shape. I love the rear end.
Yeah, that's so nice.
Wow.
That's a lovely car.
It's a great looking car, isn't it?
Just the modern feel about it. You know what I mean? Like,
It's that. I genuinely think it's timeless.
that could be like a car that they bring out and be like, this is a futuristic car.
Yeah.
But it's also got the throwbacks to the much older car.
Exactly. That's what I mean. The same as the Ford GT.
Timeless. I
Ford
see what you're
GT.
saying.
Yeah.
Timeless.
Still looks good.
Yeah. When did that come out? Late 90s?
Again, yeah, 98, I think.
Fucking hell, that was miles ahead of its time, wasn't it?
What was the James Bond movie that had the Z8 in? I think it was. Wasn't GoldenEye. I don't think it was Tomorrow Never. I think it was World Is Not Enough.
Yeah.
He had one. He got cut in half by a helicopter. Yeah, no, it's definitely The World Is Not Enough.
James got cut in half by a helicopter, or
No,
the car did?
the Z8 got cut in half by a helicopter.
Jeez. Yeah, it's lovely. It's cool.
It's a great looking car, isn't it? Again, slightly controversial because I think a lot of people think it looks hideous, but I think it looks amazing.
I think it's nice. And it's like you were saying with the GT40, it's got everything you'd want in it from a resto mod.
Yeah.
But it's also got loads of modern design features.
Yeah.
Which are just fucking badass.
Yeah.
Combine the two, usually you want to throw up in your mouth 9 times out of 10, but not in that one.
And also, again, I know we're only talking about styling and not the sort of technical or performance aspects, but I just think it'd be a really cool car. I mean, from what I understand, I've never driven one, obviously, but from what I understand, they're quite a chilled out sort of cruiser.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're quite a chilled out cruiser. They're not like a edgy kind of race car. They're not sort of that's for the Z3 and the Z4.
Yeah.
Whereas that is more of a sort of roadster cruiser.
Touring roadster.
But it's got the same power, exactly the same powertrain, engine and gearbox at the E39 M5.
No.
Yeah. 4.9
Imagine
V8.
an E39 M5 and one of them. You'd be covered from pretty much all bases. Here comes the dog. She's going mental.
And then this is the last one on my list.
Last one.
This is the last one. We've talked about it before. It's the Z2.
Rover Z2.
Facelift MG Z2.
Oh yeah, so I did say Rover then.
You bastard.
Fuck.
I just think
You love that design. 3-box saloon again. Which is your favourite?
Just a really nice, rounded, just lovely, elegant shape. I think a lot of people don't take this car seriously because of Rover and all the shit that was going on at the time, which is is fair enough. But purely as a piece of design, I think that is a great looking car, a great shape.
Yeah, fair enough. I like it, but I wouldn't say it was one of the most greatest looking cars of all time.
I think it is.
Fair enough, and that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
I've got a few to rattle off the top of my head.
Let's do that. Okay, so and then I want to talk about the E-Type and the DB5, but rattle off your others.
So Renault 5 Turbo, that is up there because it's so out there.
Well, the one with the rear engine, with the big,
it's badass.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll go with that. Yeah.
It's not a beautiful looking car, but it's a fucking badass looking car.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
I'll rate that.
I'll go with that. It's interesting you mentioned that, but carry on.
Okay. There is a Corvette that I really like, and it's same design, rear end, ducktail, round lights. I think it's your Z07, is that a thing?
Well, Z06 was a trim level, but
All right.
it's probably the C6.
Maybe. Can you load the picture up?
Yes.
Um,
I reckon you're talking about the C6.
the one I'm thinking of, I just think it's just beautiful to look at. Badass muscle. But
C6Z06. That shape?
yeah.
Yeah, the C6. I almost put the C6
Yeah.
Corvette on my list as well.
So nice.
It's a great, again, really nice, because the C5, which came before it, obviously, I think is a bit of an awkward shape. Visually it looks quite heavy. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it looks like a really big car.
Yeah.
Whereas the C6, they really tightened up.
Yes.
It's like the C5 was a quite attractive girl that you meet, and then you meet her again a year later, and she's been down the gym, and she's just tightened up a bit. You know,
She's toned up a bit. She's a bit more.
or a guy if you're into that kind of
Perky.
thing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I think I just love that rear end.
Yeah, I do as
Round
well.
lights.
Great looking.
Straight back as well.
Great looking front end as well.
Look at that blunted rear end. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's a really
Something
nice
about
car.
that that's just lovely.
No, I'm glad you put the C6 on. Actually, it's a great looking. It's a great shout. Look at that! Wow.
Yeah, I think there's the Hakasuka or whatever it's called. The
old
Skyline.
The old Skyline. Yeah.
I think that's just a fucking design piece of masterclass.
Yeah, that is a very nice looking car. I very nearly put the Mark IV Supra on my list.
I was just about to say the Mark IV Supra as well. There's a few cars like that where I think it's mainly because they're so iconic that I love them.
Yeah.
But I do think the rear end and the front end of the Mark IV Supra is like
Yeah.
the perfect design.
The rear end, particularly for me, is incredible, and
You couldn't design it better.
the front headlight shape of Mark IV Supra is. Yeah, fuck it. Let's put the Mark IV Supra on the list for sure. Incredible looking car.
Amazing. Looking.
Yeah, again, just to go back to the Hakasuka Skyline.
Oh, I think that's just so lovely.
Was it called a Skyline or was it just called a GTR? I can't
GTR?
remember. Yeah, that's a great looking car.
Great looking car. There's a few that I've thought of. DBS, the DB5. It's the DB. I'm getting mixed up. It's the classic.
Yeah, so well, to be fair, the 4, 5, and 6 were all pretty similar. The 5 is everyone that remembers mainly because of James Bond.
Yeah, I think that's a stunning car.
Okay, so I just want to branch off a second.
Yeah. Okay.
The DB5 and the E-Type,
Yeah.
I'd put in the same category.
Okay.
Just really revered. Sort of, you ask anyone off the street, if you just grab someone and say, name a really beautiful classic car, they'll probably either say E-Type or DB5, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is, but just neither of them have really done it for me.
Really?
Like, I can appreciate the shape.
Yeah. I like. Go on. Sorry.
So just to start with the E-Type.
There are a few flaws with the E-Type. Don't get me wrong. And the biggest one for me is the offset of the wheels.
Exactly, 100%. The wheel size and wheel offset of a standard E-Type
Yeah.
just
Doesn't work.
It makes me uncomfortable to the point where I can't enjoy the rest of the design. Mm-hmm. You put a nice set of wheels on an E-Type, like some of the like the low drag E-Types that race at Goodwood and stuff.
Yeah.
Are incredible looking cars.
And that's how they should have looked, I think.
Yeah,
With the correct wheel spacing, better suspension, a bit lower.
something like that.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
Look at that. Oh my God.
Yeah, okay.
So when I think of an E-Type, I think of that. But when I think of a standard, say, E-Type and the offset of the wheels being tucked in, I'm like you, it's odd. And doesn't sit right in my head.
Yeah, I just.
It's like I'm trying to use a mouse with my left hand.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
And it stops you enjoying the rest of the car.
Yeah.
Because again, I can appreciate the shape of an E-Type.
The shape and the silhouette of the car it's a stunning piece of design.
So yeah, you go to Goodwood and have a look at some of the E-Types that are racing around. Mm-hmm. They can definitely go on the list.
Okay, good.
So E-Type is on our list,
Good.
but specifically like a racing one.
Yeah.
Or one of the Eagle fucking resto modded ones that are like, millions of pounds.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
DB5, I just can't really get on board with.
I like
I
it.
just feel
I think it's lovely. Absolutely lovely.
similar to the C5 Corvette we were talking about. I just feel like visually it's quite a heavy design.
Yeah, it's a massive car.
They're big and they just look hefty and not in like a
Elegant
way, just in a flabby way. I don't know. To me,
a loose way.
people are probably going to think I'm a complete crackhead, but I just
It's subjective at the end of the day. I think they're lovely. I think they're just. There's one that James Bond drives in one of the new James Bond films. And it's just so cool. It looks so great from every angle, no matter what you're doing in it. I think it just looks really great.
that's fair enough.
But again, subjectivity. And I think I love it because it's so iconic. Now that's what I was going back with the Supra, but I think the Supra is genuinely one of the best pieces of design in the modern age.
Yeah, I was tempted to put the Mark II, not Mark II, I mean, probably the Mark 3 or 4 Prelude on there, the late 90s one.
Yeah, I do like that.
But then I thought,
There's
wind yourself in, Ben. It's not one of the best looking cars of all time.
but so he puts a Rover on there instead. Anything else you can think of? There's probably loads. I didn't prepare for this podcast at all. I've been too busy playing golf, mainly, and didn't prepare. So,
But I mean,
off the top of your head, is there any others that you think should have made the list?
Clio V6 I was tempted by.
Yeah.
Phase 2 Clio V6
Yeah,
I was really tempted
really
by.
nice.
Clio Williams
Yeah.
I was tempted by. 106 GTI.
Yeah.
Phase 1 106 Rally.
Ooh, now we're talking.
406 Coupe, we talked about it in a previous podcast.
Yeah.
That's a good looking car. S15, Nissan S,
Oh, jeez.
Um,
There's loads.
yeah, like it's,
The list is
early
exhaustive, really.
early Mustangs. I'm a big fan. Again, Volvo 240. I was pretty close to putting on the list, but
Yeah,
I
like
think
a 1968 Mustang.
yeah. So
Lovely.
I'd probably go 60. The 68 is when they started getting a bit too bulky, I think. So a 66 or a 67
Yeah.
fastback would be
Fastback,
my
sexy boy.
yeah, like a GT 350 or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's.
Can't go wrong with
We are exactly the right age. That I know they're played out, and I know that they're overrated. I know that there's all this controversy around court cases about building replicas and stuff. I don't care about all that kind of stuff. I love Eleanor from Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah, I know.
Always have, always will. I don't care if it makes me a basic bitch in the car world. I love Eleanor. And the reason I haven't included her...
It's because you're worried about people saying you're a basic bitch.
No, it's because...
Ben, don't care what the haters say.
That's a movie car. Like the GT500 never looked like that in the 60s. It had the one in the movie had fiberglass bumpers and big wheels and fucking all this kind of shit.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I don't count that because that's a kind of a one-off. But wow, what a great looking car!
Yeah.
What a great looking car!
Yeah.
So if we can include specific
Movie cars.
individual cars, then yeah, I'd put the Eleanor Mustang on there.
Okay, fine. That wraps it up.
Yeah, I think again, I was tempted to put the Jaguar XJ220 on the list. Actually,
I saw that.
I love
when
the
I was
XJ220.
talking about it, and I thought that was lovely. And what's that on the side of it?
That is a Fiesta indicator. Genuine.
Yeah, I know. You know your stuff when it comes to random car trivia. Wow, look at that interior. Okay, cool. Do we have time for Rant Alley?
I don't think we do, and I'm not even sure if I've got anything prepared for Rant Alley this week.
I don't have anything either. It's been a bloody good week.
It's been peaceful.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got plenty of things to rant about. It's not stuff
Yeah.
that's suitable for a car-based podcast.
No. Right, there we go then. Episode
Yeah.
12, we think, is complete. And hopefully you've enjoyed the journey of us talking through some of Ben's most beautiful,
Best
looking cars of all
Best
time.
looking cars, not most beautiful, not necessarily most beautiful. Other than the 250 GTO, which I do think is the most beautiful car ever made.
Yeah, I probably agree with you.
Do you know what? That is why I've always preferred the 250 GTO, because when I was a kid, everyone was like, "Oh, the E-Type's amazing. E-Type's amazing." Like,
250 GTOs, what the E-Type could have been.
yes, Because the 250 GTO has the proper stance.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Dude, you're so right. Honestly. Yeah.
It has proper wheel size, wheel offset, in the arches, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I love the 250 GTO.
I get it. I'm with you on that.
I mean, again, I could reel off probably 50 cars right now that I think look fantastic, but I don't think they're quite good enough to make the list.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Me too.
Hopefully that all made sense and enjoyed it. If you're an audio listener, hopefully you knew what the hell we were talking about, and that wasn't just us spouting a load of crap for the last God knows how long.
But it usually is that.
But you know what? This is the perfect opportunity. Get in the comments.
What is...
Let us know if we've missed anything off, or if you think we're mental for including something.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be the MGZT. Then let us know in the comments, and we'll have a nice sort of debate in the comments.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's tons of cars we've missed off.
Yeah, like I say, it's all subjective.
And we'd love to hear what your subjective opinions are.
Yeah.
Get in those comments now.
Shit.
What?
I have missed something off the list. I'm going to include it right now.
Okay. You've got 30 seconds to get it up. Well, hey.
Well, hey, don't you worry about that, mate.
So we can wrap this podcast up. He's tapping away, everybody. If your audio listeners, Ben is typing.
It is the 90s
Yeah.
Lotus Esprit Turbo.
Yeah, beautiful car.
Again,
Beautiful car.
Again, because you know what?
Look at- yes.
It's because it's a wedgy, straight edge design that's just been rounded off a bit.
Yeah, dude, I think we've figured it out. Yeah, I don't like it in that colour.
No, I don't
Find
either.
a purple one, please.
Oh, wow.
It's lovely. Whoa.
See, again, that's a good looking car. The S, is that an S2 or an S1?
No idea.
I think it's an S2.
Find a purple one. Find a purple.
Oh, in green. Imagine if those wheels were gold.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
I'll
Right,
try and find you a purple
purple
one real
one.
quick.
So yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Yeah, it's lovely. So if you've enjoyed this podcast, please like it and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Thank you for finding purple one. That is a thing of beauty.
That is outrageous, isn't it?
Yeah, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Leave us a comment. Blah blah blah.
If you could leave us a review on iTunes or Spotify or Google, that would be a big help.
It would.
We've got a few nice reviews on there now, but another one could never hurt.
And what would also be a massive help is tell your friends about the podcast.
Yeah,
if you've
just
enjoyed
share it
it,
about
share
a
it
bit.
even if they don't care, just get them to subscribe. We're close to that 2,000 subscriber mark now. I think we're about 90 off.
Okay, so we need.
So another 2 years we might be there, but with your help, we could be there.
But it's okay because the XC70 video is coming soon.
Oh yeah, I've got to edit that piece. Right, so yeah, cheers. See you on the next one.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.